The adoptive son of Texas, Danny Ricciardo, joining the program. And listen, it's no secret, this is a pre-record, so before we got on set here, you were dialed into game day. You were making your college game day picks, and of course, being the adoptive son of Texas, you were wondering where the Longhorns were at. How are you liking this weekend, Danny Rick?
We're doing good. We're doing good. I love being here. There's something about. I mean, I always enjoy my time in the States. You know, pretty much every city I go to. But yeah, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I think 2012 was the first year of Austin Grand Prix, and I came here that time, and I was just like, this place is cool, and I fell in love with it straight away. And it's crazy to see it grow now. In the last 10 years, like the city and that, it's so much bigger now, and it's pretty wild. It's a scene, but I love it.
Every time F1 makes their way to Austin, of course, the weekend is full of festivities. And my producer, Dave, wanted me to ask, how was the party last night? The invite-only party last night that he wasn't invited for. He had a bit of beef. He had a bit of beef with Danny Rick. I said, I'll get this cleared up tomorrow.
I'll speak to my team. We had like a little music event, which was fun. I had to pull the pin early, but I think everyone was there till around midnight. But we had a few bands playing, and it was cool. For me, that's what Austin's all about. Like it's such a fun city where there's always things going on, and it was, I felt like it was a cool time to host a little bit of an event, and we kind of wanted to make it relatively low key as well because it was the first time we'd ever done something. But just like also some of musicians that I've made friends with over the years to get them to play and also give them a little bit of a platform, I guess, or share my love for them with everyone else. It was cool.
Hey, Dave, I know you're watching this in playback. Danny Rick's going to talk to his people and make sure you're on that list for next year. So obviously, that's the fun part of Austin, but we're back down to business here. You're back in the car. See you holding that microphone maybe a touch gingerly. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But how is it feeling, and how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I honestly, lap one yesterday, first free practice, I got out there and I was just like, I don't want to drive any differently in terms of I'm not going to be like, is it going to feel this or that? So I got out there and I felt like my first lap was already kind of on the money for, the conditions and let's say how little I've driven this year. So yeah, the intentions were good. The hand felt good. So yeah, no concerns, no excuses there. I think in quali we kind of fell a little bit off the mark with a few things, but I also, look, part of me was I'm like, okay, I'm very experienced in this sport, so I expect to kind of be there straight away. But the reality is I've done 2 races this year, and there's still a lot to learn with this car and this team. But in saying that, we got another day today where I'm going to expect more out of myself.
And understanding that the format is changed this year, what advantages, maybe if there are any, maybe there aren't any, what advantages for you personally and that wrist are there having this be a sprint weekend and getting you in the car with those stakes a little bit sooner, a little bit faster?
I like that, in terms of, I think also just having one practice session yesterday, it was like, all right, just get on with it. There's no time to build up, just crack on. And I think that was it was kind of the best thing for me as well. And, I also wanted to take enough time off that I felt I could come back and not be, driving kind of with one hand and then coming up with reasons why maybe we're not there. I wanted to be on it and find out also for myself where I'm at and try to give some feedback to the team, some 100% clear feedback. Sure. That is not maybe the car's this, but maybe it's my wrist that's holding me back, and I want to be constructive with everything.
What was some of that feedback? Understanding that you said you wanted to use August and September to ramp up physically, mentally, physically, most importantly, because this is a position you've not found yourself before. Coming back from a surgery that's so important with gripping that wheel. What was some of that feedback that you gave?
It's funny because what seemed like a quite simple injury,
sure.
You look at some, MotoGP riders, a rider broke his collarbone about a week ago and a week later he was racing and I think he got on the podium. So there's situations where I don't want to talk about it too much because it's I don't want to make it like it was the world's biggest problem, but it was just an injury which unfortunately just took more time, and we do, we hold a wheel. We also push the wheel with the outside of our hand, the way we turn some corners. So we rely on it a lot. But anyway, feedback, I've only driven this car a little bit, but I feel at this level, I'm very in tune with how a car feels and feedback. And yesterday in qualifying, we there were some settings which we kind of couldn't really change much more. We kind of hit the ceiling, so to speak, and that was some things with maybe a little bit more foresight we could have predicted sooner.
We're done talking about the injury. As per Danny Rick's wishes here, let's spin it forward to race weekend. What are your expectations for this weekend, and then with just a handful of Grand Prix left, maybe as a team, how to finish things out?
Yeah, one question I got asked a lot was, you got a contract for next year, so what do you want to achieve out of these next few races? And I'm racing like I don't have a contract. I'm not just going to cruise through the rest of this year and be like, yeah, I just want to kind of get the feeling back. Like, I want to come out swinging, and that's why. Like yesterday, part of me, for sure, I was disappointed. I'm 15th, lining up for Sunday, but then there's also the reality that I don't want to say walk before you can run because it's not that dramatic, but yeah, there is a lot to take in, and we had an hour practice before quali, so. Yeah, but I'm always going to put pressure on myself. I'm always going to want the best out of everything, and that's where I'm just going to honestly give it hell for the last 5 races, try to get the team in a position where we feel like we can hit the ground running next year. And I don't need to be conservative. I don't need to just protect anything. It's just go out and give it herbs.
The rest and recovery is done for one. Danny Ricciardo, 15th on the grid come Sunday. Thanks for the time and best of luck.